So, Mary, would you introduce
So
our
this is
speaker?
Karen Sargent. She's from Westminster, and she is presenting tonight about biochar. So thank you so much for coming. This is also being recorded, so if people aren't here, they will be able to
Look at it later.
look at it later and hopefully learn something. Definitely learn something. All right, you can take it away.
Okay, so this is a bag of really good biochar that I did not make. I'll tell you the story of our attempts to make biochar later. But I'm gonna open it up, pass it around. If you don't mind it getting really dirty, you can stick your hands in it, but it will coat your hand with blackness. Not that it's bad for you, but kind of look at it, you can see what it is. It's sort of grainy.
You're gonna put some on a little piece of paper?
Yeah, you could dump just a bit out. You could pass it around that way.
I'll warn Hunter, so he's gonna clean tomorrow. Like there's gonna be charcoal all over the place in this room. I'll tell the maintenance guy he's gonna clean, don't worry. It'll be
No,
fine.
we'll keep it clean.
We're only gonna do a tiny bit.
We'll keep it. Ooh, that's nice.
And it, yeah, you can see it's like a
Dry.
there.
All right, and it comes like this, like almost like a soil.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you guys did?
so what it is you take wood, or you can do it with other organic matter, but mostly people use wood. You heat it up really hot, but with almost no oxygen. And then it undergoes, people call it pyrolysis or carbonization. If you heat it up at the right temperatures, it drives off. First it drives off the steam in the wood, and then it drives off things like dioxins and other compounds that you do not want to put in your soil or by your food. And this is the big difference between charcoal, which can have those things left in it, and biochar. Once you do that, if you've had pieces of wood, branches or something, then you're going to need to crush it. And crushing it just makes it a lot easier for the people using it to mix it into the soil. So then, how did people start using biochar? Who started it? Biochar is an American invention, but before there was America. So in South America, in the tropics, the folks in the rainforest there in Brazil and Bolivia and places around there found that if they partly burned wood like this, but then put it out right away and mixed it with organic matter, manure, garden waste, other sorts of waste, that their soil was so much better. They were able to produce soils that could really give them good crops when you started with tropical soils that were really not good. And this kind of carbon in the soil, it lasts. Some of them have lasted thousands of years. Even if you don't do it as well as they did, it can last hundreds of years. So, nice. Something you put in that's not going to just disappear. So they were using biochar to create something called terra preta. So a black soil. And to do that, it was the organic matter, the biochar, and mixed together with regular soil. Yep. So what you can do is take biochar, mix it with compost. The fresher the better, really. And your garden soil, or if you're doing houseplants and it's more convenient, potting soil. and let it work together, and you can get a really nice soil. So I made copies of a rough mix. You can make a starter mix with about a quart of biochar, about half a pound of rock dust for minerals, and about a third of a cup of good microorganisms. So you can use those from compost, or you can buy the kind of microorganisms that ML sells that they used to sell at Emerald City. Or there's probably other places, but things like that. So we can pass those around if you want, because those, I think I might have enough for one for everybody.
You do.
Okay. So about in the late 1880s, 1870s, Europeans were trying to figure out how the soils in the tropics got to have some patches of really good soil. And they discovered what the people there had been doing for a long time. And in the past 100 years, people have started trying to do it here. And now, in the US and in Europe and other places, there are places that make biochar, you know, sort of factory way, which you can control better. This biochar was made at University of Georgia when they were experimenting with using some of their lumber waste to produce something that could be good for their soils too. So, I have used biochar in my garden, and I use it in my houseplants. And as you can see on your sheet, since I started using biochar in my houseplants, I no longer get fungus gnats. And my theory is, as to why this happens, is that you're controlling the moisture in the soil a lot better. The biochar will absorb water and release it. So as you're watering, it sucks up the water, and then as your soil dries out, it starts to release it. So you don't get the waterlogged soil that can promote fungus gnats, but it doesn't dry out so much that your plants wilt really fast. And that will also help with the water regulation in your garden.
So if we have a very dry year,
If you have a very dry year,
then,
it can help you not have to water quite as much.
so it is a water regulator.
It can be used as a water. You're still going to have to water. I mean, it will dry out. But it can help you, instead of watering twice a day, maybe once a day, or instead of every couple days, you might get that extra day when you wanted to be off somewhere. It depends a little on how sandy your soil is, you know, what you're starting with, but it will help. Another thing that this can do is it will increase what they call cation exchange level in your soil. So that is a phrase that means it will help attract and hold on to minerals that you want, like potassium, calcium. And as those grab on, you create a sort of network. If your soil's really poor and you don't have much of that, you're going to have to add it, because the biochar can glom onto a lot of it and not let it go right away. But it means if you add this to your soil, it's not just going to get
Flushed away.
washed away. Another great thing it does is because it still has the microscopic structure of the wood, all those little tiny holes and lattice work, it provides a really great home for soil microorganisms, for mycorrhizae, and for some of the soil bacteria that you're going to want in your garden. So they showed in one experiment, they added biochar, the mycorrhizae in the soil increased by like 300% because there were so many more little places for those things to get a hold of and start.
Do you, looking at this, so if you have, like, say, like, how much is the right amount? Is it a matter of just kind of, like, like sprinkling it on, or, because I know we make our own compost and we send it to UMass to get analyzed, so we know what it has.
Yep.
And what it needs and whatnot. So we mix it with this like regular old-fashioned soil, and we mix it and then we add what it needs. So I'm assuming with the biochar, because it looks like almost like a salt like sprinkle, we can
sprinkle
and then,
it on
and then just turn it like
and
we would
mix it in.
Okay, so something like this, like I know with our compost, like we even spoke with ML, and it was matter of, okay, put like an inch of your compost on the dirt and stir it up. So with something like this, looking at this little bag, I'm assuming a dab will do ya, or?
So some people recommend about 1/10 as much biochar as compost.
Okay.
You can get away with less.
Okay.
The people who wrote this book say probably don't use less than about 1/20 as much biochar as compost.
Okay.
So
So
but
that
you
can
can
go for-
experiment
Okay.
and see, you know, if you have pretty good soil to start with,
Mhm.
and it sounds like you do, you could go with the lower end.
Okay.
If you had something that was really sandy and not so great, you might want to try and go with the higher end. I tell people when you are adding biochar to a garden, you've got to add at least as much compost because it works with your compost, both in the microorganisms, and you're going to want to add a lot of other organic matter. And as that kind of breaks down into humus, the biochar will help stabilize the humus so that that remains in the soil longer.
Something else I was gonna ask. How much, this was through the school, you were saying, right? Like like this was developed through the school, the university?
They created,
Why not?
there's people who do it as private companies.
Mhm.
There's a place out on the Cape, there's some place I think up in northern Vermont or New Hampshire.
Mhm.
There may be other places by now. This was done at University of Georgia, and then we had this huge amount trucked up and left at my friend's farm.
That's great.
And then I bag it up and try and sell it, and do
Yeah.
sell it. So there are ways to create your own biochar, but it's a little complicated. So one way to do it that a guy I know has done it is took a 55-gallon drum, inside it put about a 40-gallon drum.
Mhm.
Around the outside put wood, around the inside put wood, and then cover over the top and have some holes in the bottom so that you can get air coming out, and a little chimney. If you do it right, you start burning off the stuff in the outer container. It gets it hot enough inside so that you create the biochar, and the chimney allows the water, the CO2, and some of the bad compounds you don't want to get out.
Okay. So it's not just burning a piece of wood and taking okay,
It's not just burning if you just burn a piece of wood, you get ashes, and
Right.
those aren't useful.
okay.
Well,
you-
they have potash.
Yeah, potash.
If you need potash in your soil, then you can use ash from your wood-burning stove and add that into your soil to raise your potash level, or
Mhm.
potassium level.
The pyrolysis effect is attained by you use hardwood to make the charcoal,
Generally.
and you can burn whatever pine, whatever. And the barrel inside has holes in the bottom, and when it starts heating up, it starts off gassing out through those holes, and that helps create the heat to finish cooking it. And yeah, I've set one up in my backyard, but it's buried in the snow right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not exactly an easy, like, it sounds like it would be time consuming. I mean, is it? I mean, it sounds like you guys have done it.
According to the one video that I watched of the guy from New Hampshire that was demonstrating this process, 3 to 5 hours for the burn.
Okay, well, that's not.
And you got to watch it because it's a burn.
And it's got to be constantly fed. And
You don't know.
You have to keep it hot.
You put
Right.
a 30-gallon drum inside of a 55-gallon drum. Okay,
Right.
the inside drum has your hardwood
Right.
pieces in it, and your outside drum has whatever
Scrap wood you have.
scrap wood to burn.
Right.
And you set that on fire on the top before you put the lid on,
Okay.
and then it burns down, and as it burns down it heats up, and then it starts off gassing, and you get
So
you
it's
get-
burning inside of that,
Yeah.
that outer
Space.
drum, and then
You
there's
gotta
holes
feed
at the
it.
bottom to.
See, wood doesn't really burn. What burns is the gases that are released when you heat it,
And heat it up to a temperature.
and
Okay.
and then like she said, you make the holes in the bottom of the inside barrel so that the gases coming out will go up,
Which will feed. Oh, I see what you're
go
talking
up through the fire,
I see.
and
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Burn it hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
the key.
it creates its own draft. And I can't remember the guy's name. I watched this outfit from New Hampshire has like 4 or 5 videos on
They have
how to
some,
produce
there's
it.
some people in North Carolina that have some. I first heard about it from a guy further in Eastern Mass who was just doing it for his own use. After you do that, then you have to find a way to crush it because you don't want those big chunks so much as, so I have people heard of people running it over in their driveway with a truck or
Get a sledgehammer.
trying to smash it.
Run it with a skid steer, just run it over a couple times. It'll be fine.
Right, if you have one of those, it would probably
Yeah,
work.
easy, it's easy, all right.
But that's another part of it
Yeah.
that would make it a lot more useful. So
That's pretty interesting.
you get your biochar, you buy it, or you make it if you're ambitious and have wood and,
Well, one thing too that I've found is there's a difference between charcoal and biochar. If you don't inoculate it with nutrients, then you put the raw charcoal in your ground and it sucks up all the nutrients. It'll probably kill your plants. Sucks up the water and the nutrients until it charges itself up.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah, you-
why
Web, yeah.
if you haven't, bought stuff that is formally inoculated, I say you really need to add that compost with it. Good fresh compost will inoculate it
Okay.
because it's got all those microorganisms working in it. But yeah, don't try and just put straight biochar in and think you're going to have good results because it's not going to work well. It will suck up things. And after a year or two, once it's got all that stuff in it, it can be great, but you might not want it for that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have
Now
to
I
inoculate it. You have to add,
You have to feed it, basically.
there's,
Yeah,
he has stuff that you can,
Feed it.
Put a whole bunch of
manure and,
I got plenty of that.
and animal urine.
yep, animal urine works well too.
Oh my, that's perfect. Get a lot of that.
So, back in December, ML had this thing where people were going to come into the store and buy various things. And she said, you could do biochar. And I said, well, just looking at biochar, people aren't that interested. So I set up an experiment. So the round pots, you can see some round ones, those had biochar and potting soil and worm castings. Okay? The square pots, you can see 3 here, they just had biochar and potting soil. And these little, the little things all connected, they had Vermont compost and biochar and potting soil. Okay, so the ones where we got the worst, very few seedlings, if any, was worm castings, which later ML said, you know, I've had some doubts about worm castings. This really kind of shows it, and I'll send this around so you can see it. At this point, you can see the biochar and potting soil did pretty well, but the one that did the best, fastest, was compost, biochar, and potting soil. Those, I got the most seedlings that sprouted, and you can see they've continued to grow and do well. So,
So Karen,
Yes.
when you're doing no-till planting, how do you use your biochar?
so what you can do is make your mixture, put it on top, and just kind of work it in, you know,
In the surface?
into the surface, maybe with a short tine cultivator or something like that. You don't want it to blow away, it's too expensive. But you don't have to till it down to the roots. It will get there on its own between earthworms and other things. But you'd want to mix it in to the top, at least inch or so of soil, so that it's not blowing away like that black dust could.
Thank you.
I know people do use it for no-till.
Good. Regarding the worm castings, essentially manure, and I don't know if the worm castings were tested or not, but as probably a lot of people have found out, over-fertilizing has the opposite effect. So when I was growing up, we come up here to the chicken farms, and we were very, very careful to highly dilute that.
Hot
'cause-
manure.
Because it
So-
feels
Yeah,
like
we
an
killed-
insecticide, basically.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if nobody controlled the worm castings or tested it to know how strong it was, that might have skewed the results.
So these worm castings were some that were commercial, that ML gave me from things she sells. So I am assuming they were somewhat controlled.
You
Right,
probably had a
but
list
the
of-
ratio worm castings, how did you determine what ratio you used with the potting soil?
Okay, so what I did is I had 1 part of my biochar mix, whatever I mixed it with, and 4 parts of potting soil.
Okay.
So I had 1 part biochar and 1 part either worm castings or compost, and then that was mixed. So it may have been way too much worm castings.
Yeah, because you had the same ratio of worm castings as compost, right? Compost tends to be maybe a little more forgiving
More balanced.
than, yes. Okay, that could explain it.
Yep.
Or be one of the factors. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for getting us through that.
First time for everything.
So I'm open to more questions.
Yeah, so you've been using this for how many years in your garden?
About 6 years.
And how have you seen your yields change?
I am,
Or you just grow a few things and,
I have a little garden. I'm You know, the amount of land I have, I live on 1/3 of an acre on which there's a house and a barn and various other things. So I don't have a big garden. So I have never really measured my yields.
Is your garden as big as this table area?
Maybe 2/3 of it.
2/3.
So I grow some tomatoes in pots. I think that they are doing better. Some things have done really well. The tomatoes, I think, have improved maybe the most, and I was not having good luck with tomatoes before.
Mm-hmm.
Collard greens did great. I happen to like collard greens because my mother was from the South. I think they taste better than kale. Green beans have done well for me. Some years I had good luck, some years not so good luck. I would say better luck with biochar added.
Would you know how this would be affected with like fruit trees or trees in general? Because on our property, trying to start to reduce the fruit and stuff like that, we're running into like sandy soil and a lot of ledgy stuff and bringing in some things. That's why we make doing compost and mixing it and trying to raise the beds. And but would this help, or have you found this to affect fruit trees as well as it does vegetation?
I haven't tried to use it on fruit trees, so I won't be speaking from my personal experience. I understand people do use it with fruit trees, and that some people have had good luck with it.
Okay.
But I can't speak from personal experience to that.
There was just a online seminar with University of Vermont last week. And it was interesting. Basically, I think they're early in the experiment, but what the results so far have shown is that the biochar did not improve productivity, but the soil was better. And that was, and again, it's going back to whether it's charged, not charged, etc. They didn't really get into any of that, but they used it on hay, they used it on corn, I think something else, and there's a few other different tests that they were doing, but so far, like I said, it wasn't improving productivity the first year. So again, that a lot of questions more than answers as far as that goes. One of the other studies they were doing was on its absorption potentially of PFAS, forever plastics, etc. Yet one of the concerns that they brought up first was whether the where they were getting the biochar was tested not to have PFAS in it. I guess next question, as far as if it does draw up heavy metals or PFAS or anything like that, then where does it go?
Does it just stay there?
Or-
Does it get released?
Yeah.
And people would just have to do some experiments and see. And I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're not getting increased productivity, and you might in later years, I don't know. The other thing is that if you have really good soil structure, you may be reducing disease and the chances for diseases.
Okay. So there may be other benefits from it.
There may be other benefits besides an immediate benefit in
Which
productivity.
would be important.
Going back to improving the soil structure,
Yeah.
Yep.
water holding, and so on and so forth. And so yeah, again, these experiments all seem like this is what we did this year. Didn't work. And so I hope they do that again, same seminar next year with 2 years, 3 years of results.
Yeah, because it can take a while. Okay, so there's another thing about biochar. We all know that the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere has been going up. This is a way to put carbon back into the ground. It's a stable form of carbon. It's going to stay there. And so the carbon you put back in, when you're growing wood, plants, whatever, once it decays, all that carbon goes back up into the atmosphere. But if you kind of stabilize some of the carbon as biochar and put it in the ground, then you're a bit by bit removing some of the carbon from the atmosphere and putting it in the ground.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Right.
So have, say, like last year with tomatoes,
Mhm.
tomato hornworms were around again somewhat. Did you notice that, did you have any of that issue at your place?
I had no tomato hormones.
Had you had that problem in the past, for
I have had
example?
it, not as a huge thing, but I have had them in the past.
Okay. I was just trying to understand, you know, if it can help decrease pests,
Right.
insects, what you have noticed in your own space.
Mhm.
Because when you have a small space, you're actually increasing your chances of having pest problems.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if you noticed any examples of a change other than the fungus gnats.
I would say that. The other thing I can say is I haven't seen the same problem with cucumbers and squash from the cucumber beetles. I won't say it's eliminated it, but I will say it's less. I think this is due to another thing also, though, because I grow tomatillas in my garden, and that seems to confuse them. And I like tomatillas, but I do think that it helps. It's something that seems to confuse the cucumber beetles. They'll land on the tomatilla plants, and then they don't always go over to the cucumber plants.
Now, do they bother the tomatillos? Have
They
you
make
seen
little
them?
holes, but they don't devastate it the way they do the others.
Right.
It's a minor pest for the tomatillas.
Mhm. Yeah.
I will say, some people think tomatillas get weedy far too soon because they can spread. For me, that's not a problem, but some people get upset about that.
Right, because they self-seed pretty easily.
They self-seed quite easily. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like ground cherries, tomatillas are a little bigger
Oh, gotcha.
and not
gotcha,
quite
gotcha.
as sweet.
I got you. Okay.
If
Great
you've
for
had-
salsas.
If you've had salsa verde, green salsa, it's usually based on
Tomatillas.
tomatillas.
Mhm. Right. Tomatillos basically don't have a lot of large seeds or a stem to have to remove
Yeah.
when you harvest them. And to sweeten them, you want to saute them.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're cooked, they're much sweeter. You don't eat them raw, really.
Unless you like kind of sour things.
You like sour things, and it's okay. Right. So I have a question. What other vegetables do you grow in your garden space? Beans, tomatoes, tomatillos,
I
some
grow
cucumbers, you
corn.
said?
I don't have a
No,
big enough
you don't have
garden to
space
grow
for
corn.
corn.
I was just wondering if you might have tried it, you know,
I have
or a
not-
neighbor or a friend.
I haven't tried it with corn, and I can't, unfortunately, report on that. I can say I grow Thai basil.
Yep.
It's been good for the Thai basil. I think partly because of the water regulation and partly just because the soil's better. But it's, I now have quite good luck with Thai basil and growing it, and it's one of the things I grow, and I make salsa kits for our farmer's market, and I grow my own Thai basil for that.
Mhm.
So it's been good for herbs as well as other garden things.
Do you grow regular basil as well, or not?
Some, not as much. I prefer Thai basil
But
myself.
that's fine.
Yeah. I grow sage, sometimes some parsley, not a lot of that.
Dill.
Yes, definitely dill, and dill gets along fine with it. Yeah, I like dill.
Dill
too.
explodes.
goes
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah, I love it.
Everywhere.
It's like, wait,
They're like, oh, there's a dill plant.
Talk about
With my
something that
peonies.
self-seeds
Yeah,
nicely.
Yeah.
love it. Oregano.
Yeah,
that's
unless
it.
you sell it all.
Unless you sell it. Or make it all into pickles.
What would you see on that? So if, with regular basil, do you see any of the fusarium in late September come on to the regular basil at the end of its season in your garden or not? Have you
I know
had
what-
that problem?
I know what you mean, that
Mhm.
kind of grayish stuff. Um,
Have you had that in the past, like 6 years ago? And did you get it last year?
I did not get any last year. I'm not sure last year is the best thing because we were having a drought, and when you have drier conditions,
You don't have it show up?
you don't have it as much, at least. I have had it in the past. I haven't had it for several years, and maybe part of that is due to the biochar.
I would say it is, due to the biochar.
Yeah.
'Cause I still had it,
Mm.
even though we were dry.
Mhm.
And I grow a 100-foot row of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
'cause I
lot more
have-
than I do.
I have a huge vegetable
Uh-huh.
production, so I was just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think back. I know I have had some problem with it in the past.
Right.
I haven't had any problem with it for several years now.
Okay, so it does benefit those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll add it to those areas.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
And so with the drought last year, do you think the biochar helped your garden retain more water and?
Yes, because I'm one of those people who's not always really good about watering. And I don't think it would have done as well
Mhm.
without the biochar.
Yeah, it was a tough season, so.
It was a tough season. Oh, the other thing I've used it in is I grow potatoes.
Yeah, my potatoes last year.
I didn't get as many as I have some years, but I got some potatoes, and they did reasonably, considering the drought, they did reasonably well. So, there's that.
One thing as far as that you have the goats.
Yeah.
And another use for the charcoal, let's call it, is to remove smells and things of that sort. So you could actually sprinkle that on your manure area.
Yeah. So right now I
and
use
then-
Saturday lime, and it actually decreases it enough, but that's a great idea. I just don't know how expensive this is.
There's a big
if-
smile.
Because there's a big issue there.
Do you have fallen tree branches?
I have a lot of them. So what we do every year is we clear a small area. Our goats use it to eat away, so it has fresh stuff all year long. And then I put it away to chip it in the spring. So I have anywhere between hardwood to softwood to all of it getting ready for chipping. So we reuse that chipping, and we sprinkle it not only in our chickens but our ducks and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then but I would love to try the bucket thing and take my hardwood, chip it down, put it in that bucket, and see if I can make. But in the meantime, I'd like to do that. But with the smell of the goats, the Saturday lime really does do. I mean, we put it in the chicken and we lime the goats and it does a really good job with reducing pests, or at least we've noticed it.
Well,
An odor.
what about your pH, your acid content, the lime?
With we don't. With that, we don't. We put it to absorb the smell and to cut down on pests.
Right,
but we
you
don't
do
use
take
it in the.
You do put it in the compost, but
No,
then
I don't.
Oh, you don't take their shavings and put it in the compost?
But that's usually after it is like saturated with like urine and droppings and everything else. So, but it hasn't shown a problem when we went up to UMass to get it analyzed. Because we add other organic matter to it, it actually the acidity to it and the base, it actually brought it way down. So but we added so much, there's so much added to the compost that we actually had to, we could add a boatload of acid and it would have balanced it out. So it was really base. So my pH was really base.
But it was high, to your point, it was high in certain minerals. And we had to be very careful, because if not, it was going to be an insecticide.
Yeah, we had to,
Yeah.
it was, but, and then, so it's the 3-year waiting game is what we're doing with it, we're rotating it. But I don't think I add enough lime that it would interfere with that.
If you could actually make your own charcoal, or
Yeah.
with the drum method,
Yeah,
then you could use the charcoal rather than the lime,
yeah.
and that would
Sounds like it would be better.
probably would.
Yeah.
And
And if I
like
can
you
make
said,
it, it'd be cheaper.
If you use biochar that way, putting some on your stable floor, you're inoculating it with those
Yeah.
microorganisms
Yeah.
too. So it does that.
So it's
Yeah.
then ready to mix right
Well,
in and use it.
So it's
Plus-
been inoculated with like the manure and
Yeah,
stuff?
plus you're getting rid of your wood that's stacking up,
Right.
and you don't have to buy the lime.
That's what I,
Yeah, that's-
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
They
point.
also use it, chicken runs, and charcoal is good for their digestive system too. So,
That was another thing I was going to say, because I know that the lime it's human grade. The Saturday lime that we get is human grade. So if they lick it or eat it, it's not an issue. But I was going to ask that about the biochar. Can they lick it and eat it? And,
Yes, it's sort of the equivalent of medicinal charcoal.
right.
Okay.
Now, I watched a video of a guy making it, and he says, "Yeah, this is how you test it." And he just bit off a chunk and chewed it up and swallowed it.
Yeah,
And I've tried it, and it's not that bad.
And look at him.
don't believe everything on the internet, okay? Oh my God.
Well, I don't.
I'm gonna take a bite out of my charcoal.
Well, basically, you get-
Biochar, not charcoal.
Whatever.
Well, I was just going to say,
It's just-
when you're talking about the chicken run, you're talking about biochar, not charcoal.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
It, good, bad, or indifferent, the words are interchangeable. You know,
People
so
use them that way.
Yeah.
All right, so
and
for this
so-
purpose, we're
Well,
interchanging.
yeah, so.
Yeah, if you're adding charcoal to your manure, then you, like she said, that's part of the inoculation
Yeah.
process. And so instead of having to fight the situation and buy lime to deal with the smell, you're actually gaining
Usable.
material you can use in your garden.
Usable stuff. Yeah. I got you. I see what you're saying.
So, cost. I don't know how much other people sell it for. When I sell a little bag at the farmer's market, which I'm mostly selling for people doing houseplants or trying it around a bush or something, I sell this for $10.
Okay.
But if you want to buy a larger amount, like a 5-gallon bucket, if you supply your own bucket, I sell it for $50.
Okay.
And you have to come out and get it.
But you're in Westminster, right? That's not too far.
Yeah, it's at Wind Eagle Farm.
And this is what you have, the dragon soil?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is what we named our little company. Dragon, because you have to get it really hot. And I like dragons.
So do you have a setup where you're manufacturing it, or you're importing this from?
Okay, so the guy I do this with had these big stainless steel soybean digesters.
The Kontiki,
It could have been done that way, but we didn't. So we put a whole bunch of wood in one of those, and he built a fire around the outside, which didn't work because it didn't get hot enough.
yeah.
Too much escape, yep.
So other things have come up on his farm, and other things have come up with me because my mother's in a nursing home and I visit her a lot now. Our eventual plan sort of is to get some big drums, put them inside that thing, and then pack the wood around them and try it. But because of life, we haven't done that yet. So the stuff we have is the stuff that was made at University of Georgia,
Okay.
which is, I can say, really well done stuff. I showed it to ML when I first got it. She said, "Oh yeah, this is some of the best biochar I've seen."
Gotcha.
Did they send an analysis with their product?
If they did, and they may have, I don't know where it is at this point.
If you do it well, I'm not sure that there's much in that. It's carbon,
Yeah,
pure and simple.
Yeah.
right. It's true that some people recommend you get an analysis to make sure it's carbon. My understanding is that this is good and it should be pretty much pure carbon.
Well, it's,
That looks
And
like
it looks
carbon.
like-
so,
Because I can just break it up.
well, and here's what's, see, that doesn't stick to your skin. You can actually wipe it off. You don't have to go wash your hands after you handle it. A rag will just take it off. And that's more pure carbon than if you've got like some oils or grease or anything in it, it's gonna show up on your skin.
Yeah. Get tested.
It's all just a big experiment. That's what it
Well,
This is
it's,
chemistry 101.
it's a continuation of stuff that was
Yeah.
tried a long time ago and is still working, because their soils in South America are still better than any of the surrounding
They-
soils. But for us, it's an ongoing experiment.
I think I watched a video about Terra Preta on YouTube. It was I think it was a PBS, and they actually there are people down there who have it on their property. They harvest it, and it comes back. Once you get it started, the microbes and stuff work with you instead of against you.
Do you do your own soil testing? Or send it out or not?
I have sent my soil off for soil testing. My soil's pretty well balanced as far as minerals go. It could use more organic matter. But it's not too acid, too sour.
Where do you send yours to?
I've sent it off to UMass.
Okay, that's what we do. I didn't know if there was another thing available.
Yeah,
There is
Logan
another
Labs.
company.
Logan Labs?
Yeah, they're out in central United States. Just Google them.
Okay.
And they'll give you a full analysis, including your total cations and everything.
I'm surprised that UMass doesn't do something with this.
I don't know.
Such an agriculture.
I wouldn't doubt it if they don't.
Yeah,
I
they
believe
might.
they do, yeah, I think they
Yeah,
probably.
I would, or should I say, I would not, doubt it
Yeah.
if they don't do something. Because our daughter used to go to UMass Amherst, and you take a walk in their whole area, and there's this huge
Yeah.
terrarium that is like you walk through it, and they have they're using the filtration system of the turtles and the fish to break down and to
Yeah.
fertilize all the plants. Like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine they're not, and all the work that they're doing up there.
Right, with the farms. And
Yeah, I could imagine. I know that, it's convenient for us because up there all the time, so just to drop it off at UMass was always, plus I got a coupon, so I'm going to use UMass.
If
But
they're
yeah.
doing it there, I haven't heard that they're selling it. They might be
Yeah.
doing it for their
They
own
have,
use.
Experimental.
just a quick Google, they have a biochar research program
Okay, good.
at the Stockbridge School of Agriculture.
So I think there's more going into the whole environmental greenhouse gases too, that, they're trying to figure a way to make this work for the carbon getting back into the soil out of the air. But this is, something to get your hands on is, because,
Something to start with,
right,
play with, see if it works for you, or that you know, it's something that you want to work with.
Yeah. I think now I'm gonna check out YouTube and try to see if I can watch these guys burn this wood. my midnight
New project.
videos. What the fuck it.
Go watch people burn things.
Right? Who doesn't want to watch
Great
people
stuff.
burn? Who doesn't like to burn things? Give me a bucket.
There is a woman in Petersham that was making a sort of biochar, not quite like this, but using it to, using a kind of double, drum and burning up the cane, Japanese knotweed.
Oh.
Wow, that's.
In the inside of it, like what you're gonna turn the chard into?
No,
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 on the
no. You put it
outside.
Oh, on the
on the
outside.
outside for fuel.
The yummy stuff is on the outside. The good hardwood is on the inside.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So what is that? Cane?
Japanese,
no.
knotweed.
It's an
Japanese
invasive
knotweed.
species
It's-
that you can see
Stuff.
has
It's
fairly
along the
big,
sides of roads.
If you
big
go through the
leaves
center
and
of town,
whatnot.
as you start to go down the hill, that whole banking on the side on
It's
your right.
all,
The parking lot
And it,
near.
It spreads
Stars and
like
Stripes
crazy.
is
it grows like crazy too.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's like,
It
it
spreads by
mimics like
roots, it spreads by seeds.
Oh, I think I
yeah,
know
like a
what you're talking
bamboo kind of stalk.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's what I was
Yeah.
envisioning.
And it just
It's not
goes-
really.
Is there any
No,
other
it's
use
not,
for
but
it?
it grows, it
The
looks
bees
like a
love
bad
it.
bamboo.
The bees like it?
Absolutely love it.
In
The
theory,
honey
the small
from that is
sprouts taste like
amazing.
asparagus.
It's
Right.
So it's edible?
Yeah.
Good things about it.
Yeah.
Only
just-
when
It
it's
is
small.
edible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Just
yeah, I've
like
seen this.
Only when it's like the little fiddleheads, you know,
Yeah.
like.
So on pastas.
Yeah.
Japanese knotwood.
Yep.
Knotweed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Japanese knotweed.
okay.
Don't let it get started.
No,
Don't.
No.
don't.
I probably already got it on my property.
Although the goats and the pigs that live across the street from me love it. They love it.
Get rid
But
of my
not
mountain
everyone
laurel.
eats it.
That's an invasive species.
Oh, but it's pretty.
Yeah, at least it's pretty.
Not to my goats.
No,
Oh,
not
goats
not
don't
good for
like them?
goats.
Oh, it's poisonous.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I-
poisonous.
Oh, yeah. No, no, it was, no,
I'm sorry, I
they
don't-
get
I
it.
don't want to
They
poison the
get it.
goat. Oh, that's awful. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. The goats like it.
Yeah. If you want to try the honey, it's very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will vouch for that.
Yes, Karen's a big supporter of the red
Yeah.
bamboo honey.
Is that your?
Yeah, I'm a beekeeper.
Fantastic. I am sure you said it at one point during the meetings. And,
Probably not, but that's okay. We could do a little bee talk someday.
oh, yeah.
That's, yes.
We're trying to, like,
Yes, I
Well, you
would love
ready
to
to
know.
eat those radishes?
I don't know that they're quite ready, but I'm hoping before too long.
That's awesome, yeah.
look good.
And what a difference, like just looking at this picture, like that's very.
How long from that to that?
From that was
December.
December 20th.
That's right, okay.
Yeah, because radishes grow fast.
But just to see the difference in.
The difference in the different conditions
Yes.
is the interesting part.
the,
What
you know,
light access did the plants have?
They were not under grow lights. They were in front of my front door where the sunshine comes in.
Window box kind of thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But just as
I use like
seedlings,
a-
that's pretty amazing that
Yeah.
you can get such a head start with the biochar.
Ready to try it.
So for
Ready to
indoor plants, you would just take like a little, you know, like a little
I take a little
handful.
handful and mix it in with the potting soil, and that
Okay.
seems to be enough to
What if
help.
we could do with the seedlings?
That's what I was talking about. Go to
So
the-
seedlings, like if we're gonna start, like you were saying, at least by April, right? But would that
This
be?
week in April is plenty early to start your seedlings.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we don't direct seed.
Mm.
Because obviously, you have a big greenhouse, you have a huge greenhouse.
Several.
Several big greenhouses. But with us, we start it inside,
Mhm.
like, and then, because where our hill is, it stays ice for a really long time, and then it seems like May, it's like 80 degrees out, and
Yeah.
then June, it's like drought, and then,
Well, you
But-
don't know.
or you don't know.
Some Junes are wet.
That's true, that's
2
true.
years ago, June, this year, June was wet. And
So-
then the rain stopped. And we had no rain again for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Last in '24, it was the fall of '24
Yeah, that was what?
that we had 8 weeks of absolutely no rain, not one drop. Yeah, I can tell you the weather. Know the history. So, but you used Vermont compost.
That's
Was
what
it
I had
Fort-
available.
Was it Fort V?
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
All right, good to know. That's what I use.
Mm.
Excuse me.
Mike?
Yeah, thank you, Karen. A couple of points and one question. UMass, what do they charge for the test, and what tests do you have performed?
I do, it's very minimal. I mean, it's like, if you want like the metals, it's like $6. And they ask you to, like, I send like regular soil compost and then my compost, like what my soil is and then what my compost, and I'll send them like a little like specimen cup. And you can get just basic organic matter. You can get a carbon test. If you can actually go to UMass soil testing, and that will break down the cost.
There's a form online.
Yeah.
It will tell you exactly what you want, and it will test it.
Yep, and you can mail it in, or it's just as easy for us to drive in. And there's like a little window you put in, you write a check out, and then they send it to you email. It was a pretty good analysis. I took it to ML as well, and because that's who she recommended, because it was pretty convenient. And then we took it to her and said, okay, this is what I got, ML. What is a good thing for this type of plant, for this type of plant? Because we are trying to grow the fruit versus just the vegetation. And it was extremely helpful. Like, our tomatoes went off the charts this year. To a point that we were still harvesting well into October. To a point that I was like, all right, I'm tomatoed out. So we're just gonna grind that right back into the soil. But
I think it was around, because of all the tests we got, like $30.
$30. It was like something.
Wasn't that bad?
Yeah, and then I ended up overpaying, so I got a little coupon back. So I'm gonna bring that with my coupon.
Right,
So-
the other one is Logan Labs. And,
Yes, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
and they will give you a complete analysis. Again, it's online, and you can ask for different things, but the basic complete analysis, including your cation levels and everything, is about $50. And
Okay.
you don't collect your soil off the top 2 inches. You dig down and collect your soil at this 6-inch level, because that's where the roots are going to go down to.
And they're going to tell you that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just collect it. It should be dry. They want X amount quantity, and then you ship it to them.
Sure. Just like a water test. Tell you
Yep.
when and how much.
Yep.
Okay, so thank you for answering the question on testing. Okay, a couple of points. Everything that I've heard, and once again, what I just looked up, they emphasize, make sure you inoculate it.
Yes.
But to the point of fruit trees, and I just put in biochar on fruit trees, this is what came back. I won't repeat everything that Karen said, but it said, biochar significantly benefits fruit trees by improving soil structure, enhancing nutrient retention, and increasing water holding capacity, leading to better tree health and higher yields. Because we were talking
Yep,
about
yep,
higher
yep.
yields. Well, this is, I don't know if I believe this. It's from the internet. Mr. YouTube. But I will tell you what it says. Increased yield. Studies have shown, doesn't say who performed the studies, they're peer reviewed, all those things that if you really want to know something, you should dig a little deeper than just the first thing out of
everything on
the
the internet.
internet's mouth.
It's dangerous.
But studies have
Fact check
shown,
it.
studies
You
have
have to
shown,
fact check it.
studies have shown that adding 6 kilograms of biochar per tree per year can increase fruit yields
Yep.
by 50% or more. I'll tell you, if that's true, everybody would be doing it, I think.
Well,
Hold on. Or more, alongside improving fruit quality. I'm done.
See, the whole thing is the word can. Can.
Yeah, oh, I
That
understand.
helping verb right
I know how to read.
Can.
And that's why I
the key
say-
word of that sentence. It can improve.
Yes, and if you quote-unquote do it right, and who knows what doing it right is, but we know some things not to do.
Right. So it's the experimentation that you're doing here is what basically is going to help with everybody's individual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll let you know
And
how
we
it
all
does on
share.
blueberries.
Thank you.
I'd love to.
You know, I'm interested in
you
hearing
blueberries?
other people's experiences.
Yeah,
Wild.
So,
that'll be good. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I'm really glad to come and talk to you.
Thanks for
So that
coming over to
little bag
Hubbardston.
is-
Yeah, coming on over this side of the town.
I'll see you at the farmer's market.
You can
Oh,
come
she
see me
comes
at the
into town
Westminster
to
Farmers
visit
Market.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I almost live in Westminster, so
Oh, okay.
that's the
close.
one I go to, yeah.
When do they start? When do the farms start?
The markets?
The markets, rather.
Usually the
Farms, markets.
week
May.
of Christmas, Mother's Day, Christmas, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
In
yeah,
May.
right.
So in May.
In May.
It is Christmas for moms.
Yeah.
So it's in May?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Like mid-May usually.
Mid-May
Okay.
through mid-October generally.
I think
So
I have a little bit
sell
more invested this year.
Biochar and I sell baked goods.